A new development in legislation to ban so-called assault-style weapons in Washington state. Now at 6, how far the legislation has gone and the impact it could have.
It is a weather alert day. Heavy precipitation for all of our areas tonight with snow expected in the Kittitas and Yakima County areas and heavy rain everywhere else. I'll get you prepared.
Plus, the FBI offers tens of thousands of dollars in rewards into vandalism attacks on power substations in Washington and Oregon.
Now, KAPP KVEW local news at 6.
A weather alert tonight. Now at 6 o'clock, we're preparing for wet and cold weather to storm into our region. Some locations could see snow. I'm Adeline Hagen.
I'm Jason Valentine. Let's get right to that
Absolutely.
first alert forecast. And you know, if we're using the red graphic,
Right.
let's take a look at it. It is a weather alert day. Heavy precipitation all of our areas. And we actually, Maddie, have a winter weather advisory for Ellensburg and Yakima. They could see inches of snow tonight. So do get prepared. We do have shower activity starting to form in the northwest. It is going to be coming from the southwest. It's going to stick with us tonight into early tomorrow morning. Could stick around a little longer in Ellensburg. Again, winter weather advisory for Yakima, Toppenish, Ellensburg. 2 to 4 inches are expected in the upper elevations, more in the mountain region. Over in the lovely blues, we have 10 to 17 inches in the upper elevations above 4,500 feet in the blues. A lot of precipitation is coming through. We do expect up to a half an inch of rain for our other areas. 43 degrees right now in Yakima. Over in the Tri-Cities, we are a little bit warmer, and we do have those warmer conditions on the way next week. We have a lot to talk about. That's my forecast coming up.
Thanks, Jason. Washington state lawmakers took a big step toward a new gun control measure, racing to beat last night's deadline. KAPP KVEW's Alyssa Warner has been tracking these proposals since the session began. And Alyssa, this one isn't exactly new.
Yeah, Maddie, Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson has been trying to get a ban on buying and selling what he calls assault weapons since 2017. That was just a few months after a deadly shooting at a house party in Western Washington, where a 19-year-old with an AR-15 style rifle that he had purchased legally killed his ex-girlfriend and 2 of their former classmates. In the years since then, lawmakers have made several changes, but they've never gotten an all-out assault weapons ban this far in the legislative process. But so far this year, the Gun Violence Archive says we've seen more than 100 shootings with 4 or more victims. That's something that seemed to be on the minds of lawmakers leading up to last night's vote.
I am sick and tired of hearing that all this will do is take guns away from law-abiding citizens. Guess what? The moment before someone commits a mass shooting in Uvalde, in Parkland, in Las Vegas, at Cafe Racer, they were law-abiding citizens. It only takes a split second.
Now, one concern we heard over and over again from opponents is that they believe this bill is too broad and it would limit so many guns that it becomes an infringement on your constitutional rights, or that it would impact people trying to get parts for guns they've had for decades.
There are coyotes near my home, and I've had to eradicate each one of these critters at one time or another, and I use the .22 to do that. And under the definition of this bill, my .22 is an assault rifle, and I've had this gun since I was a little boy. I urge passage of this amendment, ma'am, so I am not a lawbreaker getting parts for my .22 because it's now considered an assault weapon.
Now, despite those concerns and others, the measure passed 55 to 42, with 2 Democratic lawmakers joining all House Republicans in opposition to the bill.
So, Alyssa, tell us, what's the next step for this proposal?
Well, the House bill, as you mentioned, made it in just under the deadline last night. Now it goes to the Senate. Lawmakers there may or may not decide to work on it. The Senate will have to hold a vote, though, by April 12th in order to keep this proposal moving forward.
Alyssa, thank you so much for following that. A $25,000 reward now offered by the FBI for information on 2 electrical substation vandalism attacks. That announced from the FBI Seattle and Portland field offices. The agency says a punctured and leaking transformer radiator was discovered on November 22nd at a substation in Tumwater in Thurston County. They also discovered 3 9mm shell casings. 2 days later, similar damage turned up on a substation in Oregon City, Oregon. The FBI says someone had cut through a fence and fired bullets into several reactors. Anyone with information that can assist this investigation should contact the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or through tips.fbi.gov.
The homelessness issue continues to be a very visible problem all across the state of Washington. Governor Jay Inslee addressed the challenge of dealing with it today during a press availability in Olympia. A reporter asked the governor about the impact of homelessness on the state's right now, on the state's Right of Way initiative. That initiative passed last year aims to address homelessness with efforts aimed at moving people from state-owned property like highway medians into safer housing options.
Well, I think this is a statewide phenomena that clearly the homelessness crisis statewide is a result of three things, and they're all related. Number one, we have a mental health crisis in the state of Washington. Number two, we have a chemical addiction crisis. And number three, we have a lack of housing crises. And that is true on our right-of-ways, on our parks, on our street corners, and our schoolyards. It's not exclusively just for our right-of-ways. These are all three statewide crises, and all of them have to be addressed at the same time.
The governor said about 17 of the housing encampments targeted by the state were in the process of closing, excuse me, and 10 of them have closed so far. Well, making a difference for Ag Month, 2 agricultural-based companies are donating to Second Harvest, which supplies food to local food banks.
Now, for people facing food insecurity in the region, this could make a huge difference. Another piece of it, KAPP-KVEW's Riley Fitzgerald says they're matching the first $15,000 donated during Ag Month this March.
Ag West Farm Credit and Northwest Agriculture Consultants are partnering with Second Harvest to celebrate the impact the Northwest Ag community makes for people facing hunger.
We're so fortunate to live where we do in this rich agricultural community where we have a lot of partnerships with agricultural organizations who donate lots of healthy fresh produce, beef and dairy and other great products.
The two organizations are matching $15,000 donated to the cause during March for Ag Month.
There are so many people who are struggling right now because of inflation, also because the additional SNAP benefits for people who were receiving those have gone away. And so this is a really difficult time for families who are already struggling.
Small and big farms and production operations share millions of pounds of regionally grown food that feeds the local people in need. Heidi Whitman with Ag West says they understand how essential a robust and productive agriculture industry is to nourish communities. And Wade Carter with Northwest Agriculture Consultants says Second Harvest frequently reminds us that it's the first harvest that makes the second harvest possible.
You know, they cultivate the soil, they plant the crops and harvest the crops that are meant for everyone, and they generously share what they have for us deliberately with people facing hunger in mind.
The Ag Month donations are going to go a long way for the local people in need experiencing food insecurity.
The gift of food doesn't only just provide food for today, it also provides hope for people that tomorrow will be better. It takes a bit of the burden off of their plate so that they can pay a bill or a car repair and be able to focus more on some more immediate needs.
In Pasco, Riley Fitzgerald, KAPP-KVEW Local News.
And if you want to contribute to providing for people experiencing food insecurity, on our website, yaktrinews.com, you can find the link to donate to the Ag Month Fund.
It's so nice to see Gene Tucker and the people at Second Harvest do such a service for our community.
Especially during times like this.
Yes, so thanks to them. Well, he was a star on the Seattle Supersonics and then displayed his business acumen by opening 2 cannabis dispensaries. But tonight, Sean Kemp finds himself in trouble with the law in Western Washington. Details coming up.
Plus, stranded in the snowy wilderness, one Oregon man had a brilliant idea that resulted in his rescue.
And groundbreaking gets underway on what's being called the most important economic development project in some time. You're watching KAPP-KVEW Local News at 6.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or at Click It RV in Pasco and get the same grand opening specials plus liquidation prices on all 20 to 22 RVs. Nobody will beat our prices. We guarantee it. Just off $395 in the Pasco Autoplex or clickitrv.com.
Wait, hold up. DQ put fries and onion rings in a chicken strip basket? Did you know this? Oh, of course you did. It's sitting right in front of you. Sorry. I mean, you got fries and onion rings together. Is this for real?
Hey, baby, wait.
Oh, yeah. That just got really real. Grab a chicken strip and fry rings basket.
Okay, just one.
DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Keep the flock healthy and happy with the largest selection of purina around. Plus, all the equipment you need to keep the farm running right. And we have the best customer service. We really do. Northwest Farm Supply in Hermiston, Prosser, and Othello.
Come shop the largest selection of RVs in the Tri-Cities at Appleway RV. Save big on Class A's, Class C's, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels. Shop America's top brands, Rockwood, Tiffin, Newmar, Dynamax, and more. With a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Plus, get maximum value for your trade. All with no payments for 90 days. Come shop the clearance event at Appleway RV Pasco.
Next, ET. Lisa Vanderpump weighs in on the Vanderpump Rules Scandival.
It's very tumultuous, we know that.
Plus, we're with Bono and The Edge. Next, ET.
Tonight at 7 on KAPP.
When do you feel at home? When you're surrounded by loved ones? Or is it in the solitude of a quiet drive? For decades, we've called this community home and dedicated ourselves to helping those in it. In victories and in defeats, so that no matter where you go, you'll feel at home.
Find your next Mazda at McCurley Mazda and get 2.9% financing.
We protect your house
We're gonna do it!
and your car.
We need to keep our energy up. I want to take me to Funky Town.
Because we know they're the launching pad to their dreams. And now you can save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
Her death is part of a pattern.
Another missing murdered Indigenous woman.
We know who killed Gloria.
Prove it.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or at Click It RV in Pasco and get the same grand opening specials on travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and Class A and C motorhomes. We guarantee it. Just off $395 in the Pasco Autoplex or clickitrv.com.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, they called him the Rain Man when he played for the Seattle Supersonics. However, a shooting has landed Sean Kemp in police custody. A drive-by shooting took place outside the Tacoma Mall when someone opened fire on a separate vehicle. Now, no one was hurt, but officers arrested Kemp at the shooting scene. No word yet on when he will appear before a judge. Now, Sean Kemp, he was a six-time NBA All-Star. He played NBA basketball for 14 seasons, 8 of them in Seattle. He's still a legend. He's also an entrepreneur with 2 cannabis dispensaries in Seattle. And apparently Kemp is due to visit the Tri-Cities later this month. According to Visit Tri-Cities, Sean Kemp will host the Daisy Ranch Saloon grand opening scheduled for March 25th in Richland. The new saloon replaces the Old Town Crier Bar on GW Way.
$7 million meant for hungry Washington families in underserved communities is held up. The reason why, though, remains unclear to the 20 vendors, including a Tri-Cities nonprofit, who says because of this, there's communities they haven't been able to help in months. Hunger does not discriminate. The Sparks, who founded Restoration Community Impact in Kennewick, know that's the reality for thousands of people in the 9 counties they serve.
We see people walk in this building every day, and we try our best to have what we need to support.
2021 was the year the Sparks started their grassroots effort. That same year, the Washington State Department of Agriculture started We Feed WA as a way to get farm fresh food to underserved communities. The Sparks utilized funding from that program.
The WSDA and the We Feed WA program has been amazing to us, and all that we have asked for and that we've contracted with them with.
In November 2022, the Sparks learned about millions of dollars that would be made available for organizations like theirs.
Then we get a message in January, an email that came out said everything is good. Now we received another message that it's stuck in the bureaucratic movement of Washington State.
That message, obtained by KAPP KVEW, said the We Feed WA team is working quickly to mobilize $7 million, and they weren't able to provide more details as they clarified, quote, outstanding items with the Washington Department of Enterprise Services. That email was from January 4th. In a recent statement to KAPP KVEW, a WSDA spokesperson said, in short, their team is finalizing recommendations for immediate investment.
We know that these funds are needed, and we're just one of multiple agencies that could use these funds to help support the food insecurity. And you add on the SNAP benefits that declining in March.
Marlondo says whatever the holdup is, families are suffering as a result.
There are families that need food on their tables. These are places that are falling in the cracks, and there is money that will help bring equity like they said it was going to do. Families in Washington State need that right now.
And Restoration Community Impact is just one of 20 vendors waiting on this money to be released. That means the communities those organizations serve are also waiting on the food. Now, happening right now, an open house meeting to talk about the efforts to eradicate the Japanese beetle. The meeting started at 5 and continues for another about 45 minutes at the Grandview Library in Grandview. The state will explain plans to spray Excelliprin, an insecticide it says is safe for humans and pets. Homeowners will also have an opportunity to authorize the state to conduct treatment on private property. The agency says it also plans to hang Japanese beetle traps. The Department of Agriculture says more than 23,000 beetles turned up in the region last year.
Now, KAPP KVEW First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Thursday evening, everyone. Hope you've had a wonderful day today. Well, we're starting to see the sun going down, and we are going to see quite a bit of shower activity. Could be in the form of snow, depending on where you live. So heavy precipitation tonight. All of our regions. Timing looks to be around 9 to 10 p.m. tonight into very early tomorrow morning. So taking a look at our radar, this is where it's going to be coming from the southwest. And we're going to see very heavy cells at times. So we do have a winter weather advisory. That is for Yakima, Toppenish, Ellensburg. In the higher elevations, 2 to 4 inches of snow possible. We expect less, but still some snow for Ellensburg and Yakima. I'll get to those totals in a second. 10 to 17 inches are expected in the upper elevations of the Blues. They have a winter storm watch going on right now. So this is on until tomorrow at 10, but the bulk of the snow and rain will be coming overnight tonight into tomorrow. So let's take a look at the future cast. As we move into the next few hours, we're going to start to see it getting to our areas by about 9 o'clock, sometime around there. And as we get into past midnight, my goodness, we see heavy cells coming into Toppenish, Tri-Cities, all the way to Pendleton. This will eventually head over into Walla Walla, but we have snow to talk about in Yakima and Ellensburg. So a lot going on overnight tonight. As we move into early tomorrow, right around 6 a.m., could be sticking around Ellensburg and Yakima areas, then finally getting out until we see another little band of rain coming into the Walla Walla, Pendleton areas. If it moves just a little bit to the west, it could get to Tri-Cities as well. That will move out very quickly, and then maybe a scattered shower or two into Saturday, with showers all around our areas, but looks like we'll be staying mostly dry. So for the rain, we expect around a half an inch, easy for me to say, in the Tri-Cities, Pendleton, maybe a quarter of an inch in Walla Walla. For Ellensburg, 1 to 3 inches of new snow expected, 1 inch for Yakima. The good news is we're going to warm up quite quickly tomorrow, so whatever shows up will be gone most likely by the early afternoon hours. So as we're heading into the evening hours, we're down to 39 in Ellensburg, 49 in the Tri-Cities, mostly mid to lower 40s right now. We do expect to see Below average temperatures or right at it until we get to, yes, Monday, 64 for the Tri-Cities. Most of our areas, lower 60s, upper 50s. Then we're back to right around that average as we move along in the week with a bit warmer temperatures on the way. We also have a wind advisory for Pendleton. 30 to 40 mile per hour winds possible, 55 mile per hour gusts possible. That's until tomorrow morning. So it's going to accompany all of that storm action we are going to be seeing overnight tonight. So taking a look at our current winds, we are seeing quite a bit of wind through many of our areas, double digits or near it. So get ready for some wind to be kicking in tonight as well. And we do expect some windy conditions for your weekend. Overnight tonight, we are above the freezing level for most of our areas. That's where the rain is coming, but we're below it or right at it for Yakima and Ellensburg, hence the most likely chance of seeing snow there, turning into rain-snow mix early. So tomorrow we're going to have some early showers and maybe an afternoon spritz for the Blues, but besides that we're going to be much drier, lower 50s, upper 40s for your Friday to start your weekend. 7-day forecast, much nicer for your weekend, and we get that extra sunshine on Sunday, and then we'll be greeted with more shower activity on Monday, settling down for the rest of our work week after Monday. In the Yakima region, nice weekend as well. Get ready for those showers on Monday. So folks, tonight should be quite a bit of rain for most of our areas. Snow for Yakima and Ellensburg. I do expect some school delays at least, but you can keep an eye on that on yaktrinews.com or check out Good Morning Northwest starting tomorrow at 5 a.m.
Agribusiness is big in our area, and Ag Advisors is your local guide to all things ag. We'll visit local businesses that may change the way you feed your family.
Ag Advisors. Meet our board Saturday morning at 9 on KVEW.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we believe in the healing power of a new smile, the way it makes you look and feel, the way a smile lights up a room, so people can see the best version of you. Which is why we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Scan the QR code to learn more, or visit affordabledentures.com.
Go ahead and smile.
We're celebrating our 28th anniversary with a new Bronco Sport giveaway during Punch-It for Bucks and Broncos at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Punch the board and win over $4,000 in big bucks and 2,800 entries to boost your chances to win a Ford Bronco Sport every Friday and Sunday in March. Plus, don't miss Bronco Billy's bonus rounds where you can earn double the bucks. Be sure to join us on Saturdays for a special anniversary 28-time entry multiplier. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton, Oregon. More winners, more often.
At Vapiano, we invite you to slow down, enjoy the journey. Make a reservation today. Taste wine where it's created. Sample a variety of wines from Sauvignon Blanc, Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, and make it a day to remember. Vapiano Estates, Walla Walla.
Celebrate the dream makers.
One of my favorite movies of all time is I Am Sam. I laugh, I cry, and I enjoy it every single time I watch it.
The Oscars, hosted by Jimmy Kimmel, Sunday, March 12th on ABC.
Next extra, Jussie Smollett, Anatomy of a Hoax.
This is where we waited for Jussie to come before we attacked him.
The brothers Jussie paid to attack him. Speak in their first ever interview about the staged beating. Next extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on KVEW.
At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, we are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, plus Saturdays for when the week gets to be too full. West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco. Stunning smiles for the whole family.
Listen up. You've got 4 days and 4 days only to save like never before. During the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. No limit. You'll also find huge savings on every sofa, dining table, bed, and much, much more. Plus 4 years no interest and no down payment. But don't wait. The 4-day super sale at Furniture Row ends Monday.
Join us for the Active for Life Senior Prom March 23rd from 4 to 6:30 p.m. at the Uptown Theater in Richland. There will be dinner, games, a photo booth, live music, and of course, dancing. Grab your favorite senior, put on your best Roaring 20s outfit, and dance the night away. We'll see you there.
Welcome back, everyone. The city of Pasco broke ground this afternoon for Broadmoor improvements. $600,000 were awarded to a Kennewick contractor to begin construction. The groundbreaking is the beginning of many projects happening in that area. According to officials, this is likely the most important economic development project that's happened in the Tri-Cities in a long time.
This is 1,240 acres. This is one of the largest master plans in the entire country right now. So, you know, this is a, I mean, think about it. This land has been vacant forever, and it's in the center of the Tri-Cities. And so this is really sort of a big awakening for the city of Pasco.
The improvements start with the roads and grading, and then they'll move on to bigger projects like significant upgrades to the I-182 and Road 100 interchange. You're watching KAPP Local News at 6. We're back in just a moment.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Have you been injured in an auto accident and aren't sure what your rights are? Give Allen Brecky Law Offices a call for a free consultation. They will explain the process to you for free and will even look into the insurance company's offer for.
Does your property look like this? With 24/7 emergency service, First Choice Restoration will be on site for any disaster within the hour. They have the expert support you can trust. Never the call you want to make, always the first choice you should take. First Choice Restoration. We'll be there when you need us.
All the stars, backstage moments, serious style,
the red carpet,
fashion, after party.
Good morning, America. You won't want to miss it.
No one, and I mean no one, does Oscar in the morning like GMA. Was that good for you guys?
Yeah.
The local water experts at Culligan can take care of everything but the kitchen sink. Actually, we do that too. Culligan, here for every water worry.
The goal at High Point Kitchen and Bath is to offer high-quality products, a large selection, and a personal touch. That's hard to find these days. Whether you're replacing a kitchen faucet or designing your dream bathroom, High Point offers the latest styles in bath and kitchen design from leading manufacturers like Kohler, Moen, and Brizo. Before you start that next project, meet with one of our showroom consultants to see the many styles and features available in today's fixtures. We are always excited to help create a space you'll love.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford tough truck can do for you. Get 0 for 36 plus $3,000 low APR cash on a 2022 F-150 XLT only at your local Ford dealer.
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Your hometown store has a wide selection of everything egg-related. Plus, we're the largest Purina dealer in Hermiston. Products you trust from people who care. Northwest Farm Supply in Prosser, Hermiston, and Othello.
Come shop the largest selection of RVs in the Tri-Cities at Appleway RV. Save big on Class A's, Class C's, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels. Shop America's top brands, Rockwood, Tiffin, Newmar, Dynamax, and more. With a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Plus, get maximum value for your trade. All with no payments for 90 days. Come shop the clearance event at Appleway RV Pasco.
Folks, hope you're having a great Thursday. Hope to see you tomorrow morning on Good Morning Northwest.
We'll be talking about the Oscars as the 95th Academy Awards takes place this weekend.
Looking forward to that. Also, heavy precipitation tonight. We'll let you know what your roads look like tomorrow morning starting at 5.
Water damage comes from anywhere. With 24/7 emergency service, First Choice Restoration will be on site for any disaster within the hour. With the best restoration experts for water damage, you can trust us as your premier restoration partner. Never the call you want to make, always the first choice you should take. First Choice Restoration.
Have you been injured in an auto accident and aren't sure what your rights are? Give Allen Brecky Law Offices a call for a free consultation. They will explain the process to you for free and will even look into the insurance company's offer for.
Well, imagine being trapped in your car on a remote snowy road with no cell service. Your family is out of the country and nobody knows where you are. That's the situation one Oregon man found himself in, but he had something most people don't, a drone. So he typed a text to a friend saying where he was, then attached his cell phone to the drone and sent it up several hundred feet. That was enough for it to pick up a signal. Rescuers were then sent out to find him. And while they were there, they also found another motorist who had also been stranded for several days. So this guy saved his own life and potentially saved somebody else. My goodness.
I love it. It's one of the few times drones.
Right.
Yeah,
life-saving.
I love it. I love it. All right, well, the Oscars air this Sunday live on KAPP KVEW. Coming up, find out what's different about this year's show.
Plus, addressing the crisis of missing and murdered Indigenous women and people in Washington state, we're hearing from Representative Dan Newhouse about more efforts to help.
And we're learning more about the woman killed in the construction accident in Spokane. The news at 6:30 starts right now.
Now, KAPP KVEW local news at 6:30.
Well, a weather alert this evening as we're tracking rain and possible snow around the region. Let's go ahead and kick off the 6:30 half hour with weather. Jason, lots to talk about.
A lot to talk about, and I would even say expected snow for at least Ellensburg. Let's take a look at our lovely, well, it is an alert day. We've got the red coming up, heavy precipitation all throughout our areas. So do get ready for plenty in the next, looks like 2.5 hours. And we still have precipitation getting close there to Yakima and Prosser. And folks, we are going to be seeing quite the show overnight tonight. We have a winter weather advisory starting at the top of the hour, 2 to 4 inches in the upper elevations for Kittitas and Yakima County. For Yakima itself, we expect around 1 inch of snow. Ellensburg, 1 to 3 inches. Also over in the Blue Mountain region, upper elevations, we expect 10 to 17 inches, a winter storm watch there. So that just gives you an idea of how much rain our other areas are going to be seeing. 43 right now in the Yakima region as we move over into the Tri-Cities, 49. So folks, get ready for quite a bit of shower activity on the way. You don't want to miss my forecast that's coming right up.
Thanks, Jason. An update tonight on a tragic accident at a construction site outside of Spokane. We've learned the identity of a female construction worker killed Tuesday in that accident. Friends and family say Anna Vetter loved her job and served as an inspiration to other women working in construction. Vetter wanted nothing more than to become a carpenter. Her mentor says she was filled with excitement over the job in Airway Heights and recently joined a local union. She worked her way up from a pre-apprentice to journeyman and had just started teaching apprentices on the job.
He blazed a path of love and light into this sometimes unwelcome industry and let others see it can be done.
Lisa Marks says Vetter had a deep love for her 4 dogs and was engaged to be married. She and her fiance had just bought a home. It's still unclear what caused the deadly accident. The contractor says it involved a framework collapse.
Well, there's more than 130 Indigenous people missing in the state of Washington, an issue that's been called both a crisis and an epidemic. It's an issue KAPP KVEW's Emily Goodell tells us federal lawmakers are working to address.
Marianne Young Running Crane, Elias Culps, Michael Hansen. These are just a few of the more than 40 Indigenous people missing from the Yakima Reservation.
You could say that it's the center of the crisis that we're facing with the missing and murdered Indigenous persons issue.
Newhouse says Savannah's Act and the Not Invisible Act, both signed into law in 2020, have been helping.
We've made really good progress over the last couple of years. I'm happy about that.
But he says tribal law enforcement needs more help, something the Badges Act looks to address by giving them better access to federal databases and by establishing a grant program supporting tribal missing persons and sexual assault investigations.
Another issue that is important is providing access to some of the mental health and wellness programs that are available through the Bureau of Indian Affairs.
Also on the horizon, the Parity for Tribal Law Enforcement Act to address understaffing at tribal police departments.
People are hired by tribes and then are trained and are on their job for a while, and the tribes just haven't been unable to compete because other agencies are able to offer employment opportunities that tribes haven't been able to.
And work continues to create a federal MMIP task force, likely headquartered in the Yakima Valley.
I brought an official from BIA to the Yakima Valley to see firsthand not only the problems that we have that we're trying to address, but to see the commitment on the part of the local people in trying to get something done so that 5-10 years from now, we don't have to keep saying that this is the worst crisis in the country right here in Central Washington.
Newhouse says they're still working on funding and logistics.
We haven't got it done yet, but we won't give up.
Reporting, Emily Goodell, KAPP Local News.
Newhouse.
And Newhouse says the Badges Act should be going through committee hearings shortly.
Tonight, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell remains hospitalized for a concussion. The 81-year-old Republican tripped and fell last night at a GOP fundraiser at a hotel in D.C.
I called the leader this morning and spoke briefly with his staff to extend my prayers and well wishes. My thoughts are also with Leader McConnell's family and his team.
We are praying for a swift and a full and a speedy recovery, and we stand with him and his family in that regard.
In a statement, McConnell's communications director said, quote, he is expected to remain in the hospital for a few days of observation and treatment. The leader is grateful to the medical professionals for their care and to his colleagues for their warm wishes, end quote. A new war of words in the debate over the origins of COVID-19. A former CDC director taking aim at Dr. Anthony Fauci. It was one subject that came up during a hearing on U.S. national security threats. The other big subject was social media. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
Two subjects dominated a Senate hearing on the top global threats to America, COVID-19 and TikTok.
To me, it screams out with national security concerns.
Senator Marco Rubio questioned FBI Director Christopher Wray on whether TikTok, which is owned by a Chinese company, could censor videos to shape U.S. public opinion.
Could they use it to control the software on millions of devices given the opportunity to do so?
Yes.
Could they use it to drive narratives, like to divide Americans against each other? For example, let's say China wants to invade Taiwan, to make sure that Americans are seeing videos arguing why Taiwan belongs to China and why the U.S. should not intervene?
Yes.
TikTok's CEO has insisted the company would never provide Americans' data to the Chinese government, but here's what Senator John Thune told ABC's Trevor Ault.
Have you seen something concrete showing that TikTok has maybe taken Americans' data and given it to China, or is that simply a hypothetical that you're concerned could happen?
No, there's evidence to that effect.
Another hot topic at the hearing, the origins of COVID-19 and the two leading theories. Either the virus evolved naturally or it leaked accidentally from a lab in Wuhan, China. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Well, making a difference. A new organization in Spokane is working to make sure that people experiencing homelessness can keep their pets long-term by providing a safe haven in the short term. Safe Spokane has been around for more than a decade, but now they're working to connect pets with temporary foster homes if their owners don't have a permanent place to live.
We want people to be able to go in and take care of business knowing their animals are safe and that they don't have to surrender them to a shelter where they might be killed at.
I was like, you're a puppy. You don't deserve this. Sometimes there's a lot of people in there that don't know how to handle it and they misjudge the situation. And it's like, it's not the dog's fault, but you want to take it out on the dog.
Safe Spokane is offering to foster animals for up to 90 days, and they do ask owners to give specific circumstances for their next housing and job options.
Yakima Valley College's art department is hosting its semi-annual clay sale tomorrow. Anyone can drop in and buy bowls, mugs, pitchers, planters, and odds and ends, all created by YVC students and faculty from the past few quarters. All the dinnerware is safe to eat and drink out of, and the sculptures fun to look at. Many pieces are priced below $10, and all of the proceeds go to help the college's art department.
They get nice functional pottery, stuff they can use in their homes, eat out of, drink out of. And of course they get to meet the people who are making it. They support local artists, a local art education program, and YVC.
The sale will be from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the lobby of Palmer Martin Hall. That's Building 20 on the Yakima Valley College campus. Jason, you ever worked with a pottery wheel before?
Never. I've worked with clay, but not a pottery wheel.
It's very fun. You may not be the best at it at first,
sure.
But it is fun to do.
And it made quite the scene in Ghost.
It sure did. Iconic.
Absolutely. All right, scientists are tracking an asteroid. They say it could potentially reach Earth on a romantic holiday well in the future.
Plus, we'll learn this Sunday who's taking home Oscar. A preview of the awards show, which you can see live on KAPP, is next.
And it is a weather alert day. I'm tracking wet weather coming into our area. That includes snow for some of our cities. My forecast is coming up on KAPP Local News at 6:30.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
It's Markdown Madness now at Mattress Depot USA.
Get slam dunk savings of up to 60% off.
Beat the buzzer, these prices won't last long.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is your entertainment destination for more choice, more fun, more often. You choose. Dine at one of our 9 restaurants. Fast food, sit down, or a special occasion. Plan a date night movie, bowling for the whole family, or grab a seat and stay a while. It's all here at Wild Horse. Your best choice for fun every day.
Join us March 18th for America's favorite rock and country band, Little Texas. Tickets on sale now.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton, Oregon.
In 1997, my father-in-law, John Ramsey, started this business.
We took it from 2.5 acres. Now we have the big buildings and 22 acres.
I'm very passionate about helping families get into an RV that they can go make memories and
be excited about going anywhere. It's just a beautiful lifestyle for them.
At home, you have the distractions and you don't get the same interaction as a family, so I really enjoyed that aspect of what we do here.
At Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun!
Folks, hope you're having a great Thursday. Hope to see you tomorrow morning on Good Morning Northwest.
We'll be talking about the Oscars as the 95th Academy Awards takes place this weekend.
Looking forward to that. Also, heavy precipitation tonight. We'll let you know what your roads look like tomorrow morning starting at 5.
Find out how Idaho Fish and Game is working to rebuild the sturgeon population.
These are the largest and longest lived fish in Idaho. Some of these fish can live to 100 years or more.
Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6 on KVEW Local News.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa Friday through Sunday. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2023 inventory. Hapo Center Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. See the revolutionary swim spa. You can exercise, swim, and relax without the expense and maintenance of a pool. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Hapo Center Pasco. Free admission. Free parking. Call 1-888-SPA-SALE.
Next, ET. Lisa Vanderpump weighs in on the Vanderpump Rules Scandival.
It's very tumultuous, we know that.
Plus, we're with Bono and The Edge. Next, ET.
Tonight at 7 on KAPP.
An affordable, adjustable bed from Mattress Depot USA will help you sleep better.
And help alleviate aches and pains, sleep apnea, and snoring.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, new at 6:30, a recall impacting Yeti coolers. This impacts the Yeti M30 Soft Cooler 1.0 and 2.0, the Hopper M20 Soft Backpack Cooler, and Sidekick Dry Gear Case. The coolers use powerful magnets, but they can fail and become detached. The concern is someone swallowing those magnets, which could result in a serious medical issue. However, there have been no reports of anyone swallowing the magnets. Consumers should stop using the affected coolers and contact Yeti for a refund or replacement. Well, Maddie, the film industry takes center stage this weekend in the City of Angels for the Oscars.
The 95th Academy Awards air Sunday evening right here on KAPP. Tonight we're learning new details about the ceremony. Will Gaines reports.
If you thought the gloves were off at last year's Oscars,
oh wow!
Wait until you see what Jimmy Kimmel thinks about Sunday night's ceremony.
This year maybe 2 people will come up stage and head. Maybe in the future it'll be 3, 4, and it'll just be eventually be everyone rushing the stage and slapping whoever's on.
The Academy has a newly formed crisis team in place after last year's Will Smith incident, and this year's host is feeling confident that that will help.
I think the decision to go with a champagne carpet rather than a red carpet shows how confident we are that no blood will be shed.
The Oscars has had a red carpet every year since 1961, but this year's champagne color isn't the only big change.
In past years, it was harder because most people hadn't seen most of the movies, and this year you got at least 4 movies that most everyone who's interested in movies has seen. So it makes the references easier. You know who the actors are, and of course Tom Cruise will be there. So
Let's talk about the cruise factor.
Yeah.
I got to imagine you'll have a little fun with Tom.
I will, for sure. I always have fun with Tom, and fun will be had with Tom on Sunday night.
Fun with Tom Cruise, but not with Lady Gaga. After tons of speculation, the Academy announcing on Wednesday that Gaga will not perform her nominated hit from Top Gun.
After a bunch of back and forth, it didn't feel like she can get a performance to the caliber that we're used to with her, that she's used to and all that stuff. So she is not going to perform on the show.
No Gaga, and definitely no Damon.
Matt Damon was not invited, was not nominated, and I hope he's never invited or nominated again.
Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
You can catch the 95th Academy Awards live Sunday night right here on KAPP KVEW. The afternoon begins with World News Tonight at 3, followed by the Oscars Champagne Carpet Show, and then the Academy Awards at 5 o'clock.
Now, KAPP KVEW First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
And folks, if you don't know, Jimmy Kimmel and Matt Damon have a playful relationship, so they like to take digs at each other. All right, good Thursday evening, everyone. Hope you've had a wonderful day today. It is a weather alert day. Heavy precipitation into our evening hours, all of our areas. Snow in areas, heavy rain in others. So this could be winter's last gasp. So looking at our Skywatch radar, we're starting to see building shower activity just to the southwest. This is where we expect the showers to be coming from. So let's take a look at our winter weather advisory. That includes Ellensburg, Yakima, Toppenish. 2 to 4 inches are expected overnight into tomorrow morning for the upper elevations in those counties. For Ellensburg, 1 to 3 inches of snow expected, 1 inch for Yakima. We also have a winter storm watch in the upper elevations of the Blues, 10 to 17 inches expected there into the bulk will be coming overnight into tomorrow morning. So if you are doing any traveling over the mountains for tomorrow, please take advanced look at conditions because it should be pretty dicey for at least the morning hours. So our futurecast as we move into, looks like about 9 o'clock when we're going to start to see the showers coming into our areas, but the real heavy amount is going to be coming as we get just past midnight. So snow, Ellensburg, Yakima, and look at this heavy band of rain coming into the Tri-Cities, Pendleton, even Toppenish. That could be in the form of rain-snow mix. And we're going to see those showers continue till very early. Should be moving on by about 5 a.m. Still sticking around for Ellensburg and Yakima. As we move into the morning and the rest of the afternoon, we do expect to see a little bit of shower activity coming into the Blue Mountain region. It should be a very swift moving package, and then it's going to be moving on. We could see a scattered shower or two even into Saturday with showers surrounding our areas, but we are looking to be seeing the bulk of it overnight tonight. So we have 0.5, so half an inch of rain expected for the Tri-Cities and Pendleton. That is quite a lot of rain, folks. 1/4 inch expected for Walla Walla. As I said, 1 to 3 inches for Ellensburg, 1 inch expected for Yakima. I wouldn't doubt that there's going to be some school delays at least tomorrow, so keep an eye on yaktrinews.com for those school delays. Also, Good Morning Northwest tomorrow starting at 5 a.m. So we are in the 40s, upper, lower throughout our areas except for Ellensburg at 39. Now our highs, we're going to be warm tomorrow. That's good news for the snow that falls. It will be gone by the afternoon throughout our areas for Ellensburg, Yakima. We do have a little bit of a heat spike on Monday. We do expect showers as well, nowhere near what we're seeing cooling today, but those warm temperatures will sure be nice. Then we'll return to right around the average as we head into the rest of our work week. So, wind advisory. We have 30 to 40 mile per hour winds tonight into tomorrow morning for the Pendleton area, and I'm sure much of the Blues will be seeing quite a bit of winds as we do head into the evening hours. Right now we have quite a bit of wind out there, so get ready for blustery conditions as we head into the evening with these showers on the way. So right around the mid-teens right now for our winds, and again, they're heavier along the Blues. That should continue into the evening hours. Speaking of the evening hours, our overnight lows are going to be much warmer for most of our areas, save for Yakima and Ellensburg, hence why they expect to see that snow overnight tonight. As we move into our Friday, my goodness, the weekend is here. After those morning showers and maybe a little bit of afternoon showers, we do expect to see lower 50s, upper 40s. We should see some sunshine by our late morning hours. 7-day forecast, much nicer for the weekend, and remember to spring forward an hour as we move in from Saturday night to Sunday morning. Then we start to see much nicer conditions by the time we get to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just showers to start your work week. In the Yakima region, shower activity continues. Spring ahead, a little bit nicer for your weekend, and mid to lower 50s for your next work week. So folks, get ready for heavy rain for most of our areas and that snow coming to Ellensburg and Yakima. Folks, we'll be right back.
Thank you, Jason. We have a lot more news to share with you on our mobile app. You can use the camera on your smartphone to scan this QR code, which is also at the bottom of your screen. Throughout the show, the code takes you right to our app for news and weather on demand. It's free to download, and there's no subscription fee. We'll be right back after the break.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get into Ford F-150. All amped up and ready for work or play. Get 0 for 36 plus $3,000 low APR cash on a 2022 F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
Hi, I'm Stan. Welcome to my Stan Talk. My theory, it's called Triple Play because you can have fun on land, sea, and air. On land, bowling, XD Dark Ride, and others. At sea, all the slides and pools in Raptor Reef Indoor Water Park. In air, the ropes course, Nebula Drop Tower, and new zip ride. Or maybe the owner just like triple cheeseburgers. Thanks, everyone!
Triple Play has fun for everyone, including the brand new zipline ride. And it's all attached to a cozy hotel.
Mildly entertaining. I will take that.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time sale. Friday through Sunday. Hapo Center Pasco. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation in 1 day only. New 2023 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Hapo Center Pasco. Free admission. Free parking. Call 1-888-SPA-SALE.
Does your property look like this? With 24/7 emergency service, First Choice Restoration will be on site for any disaster within the hour. They have the expert support you can trust. Never the call you want to make, always the first choice you should take. First Choice Restoration. We'll be there when you need us.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
He's going to speak now.
The bad news. Most cell companies only give you discounts if you meet their hidden requirements.
I bet he says the good news now.
The good news. US Cellular gives you $500 off any phone when you choose an unlimited evolved plan. No plan restrictions or trade-ins needed.
So nice.
So, friend who always has a broken phone can finally get a new one.
It's just a scratch. It's broken.
No.
Oh. It's busted.
We're good. Oh no.
Get $500 off any phone with no hidden requirements. US Cellular, built for us.
An accident can shatter your life. At Tamaki Law, we put your life back together.
As a personal injury attorney, I meet some of the best people under the worst of circumstances. They come to us suffering. They completely depend on us. That's why we work hard and fight for the justice they deserve.
If you've been seriously injured, call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
Water damage comes from anywhere. With 24/7 emergency service, First Choice Restoration will be on site for any disaster within the hour. With the best restoration experts for water damage, you can trust us as your premier restoration partner. Never the call you want to make, always the first choice you should take. First Choice Restoration.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together.
Get 0 for 36 plus $2,000 trade-in cash on an in-stock 2022 Escape. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Celebrate the Oscars this Sunday on KAPP KVEW.
In your health news this evening, according to a new study, those who eat plant-based Mediterranean type of diets have fewer signs of Alzheimer's in their brain tissue. Sticky plaques and tangled up proteins in brain tissue are hallmark signs of the condition. A study of 500 people who donated their bodies to science found the Mediterranean or MIND diets had lower odds of building enough plaque and brain tissue tangles to produce an Alzheimer's diagnosis. MIND is an acronym for Mediterranean Intervention for Neurodegenerative Delay.
Wow. That's a mouthful, Maddie. A new asteroid tracked by NASA has a small chance of striking Earth on Valentine's Day 2046. It's been named 2023 DW and is about the size of an Olympic swimming pool. The chance of it actually hitting the Earth, officials say, is 1 in more than 600. NASA lists its risk scale as extremely unlikely with no cause for public concern. However, it could cause issues if it crashed near a highly populated area. In 2013, a much smaller asteroid struck Russia and generated a shockwave that caused injuries and damage. You're watching KAPP KVEW, local news at 6:30. We'll be back with a final check of your forecast.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or at Click It RV in Pasco and get the same grand opening special plus liquidation prices on all 20 to 22 RVs. Nobody will beat our prices. We guarantee it. Just off $395 in the Pasco Autoplex or clickitrv.com.
Does your bath or shower need a remodel? Bathfitter can do it all. We will remove your existing fiberglass tub or shower and replace it with a custom crafted shower or soaker tub. All made in America at our state-of-the-art factory. We rebuild your walls with new drywall and install a custom-made tub or shower with seamless walls in as little as 1 day. All work is guaranteed and built to last. Call your locally owned Bathfitter store now to book your free in-home estimate or visit bathfitter.com.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. All roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let M&M Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more versatility and #1 rated durability and owner experience built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right, Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
Every 15 minutes, someone is involved in a semi-truck collision in the U.S. Whatever the cause, big trucks mean big crashes, resulting in serious, even fatal injuries, large medical bills, and loss of wages. If you've been injured in a crash with a big rig, call Abeta Nelson Injury Law today. We've handled the most big truck accidents in Central Washington over the last 40 years, recovering millions for our clients. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or at Click It RV in Pasco and get the same grand opening specials on travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and Class A and C motorhomes. We guarantee it. Just off $395 in the Pasco Autoplex or clickitrv.com.
Portion of KAPP KVEW sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's take a final look at the weather.
All right.
Very busy weather.
Yes, we've been talking about the past couple of days. Let's take a look outside. Legend Skycam Network. So calm before the storm, everyone, but we do have winds starting to pick up, and we have precipitation trying to reach its arms into Yakima. It's going to start as rain in Yakima and switch into snow overnight. We do expect some school delays likely tomorrow. So here's the totals. Rain for Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, Pendleton, 1 to 3 inches expected. For Ellensburg, 1 inch. for Yakima. Be safe, everyone.
Thank you so much for watching. KAPP KV Local News is back tonight at 11 o'clock.